Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Methadone Group, so we would like to present about the practical guidelines of prediction SEM production. But before that, let me introduce our team members. So the first one is Ahmad Syukri bin Samsokama. The second one is me, Amirah Kamaliahhuda binti Roslan, and the third one is Maslindah binti Mairat. We are from EH243 5A. So let's move to the introduction.
Before we go more further into this topic, let me introduce to you what is SEM production. Do you know what is SEM production? Okay. SEM production is the migration of formation sand which is caused by the flow of reservoir fluids. It is initiated when the rocks around the perforations fail and the fluid thrusts the loose grain into the borehole. It takes place when the reservoir fluid flow outspaces an exertive threshold which depends on factors like stress, state, reservoir, rock consistency, and the way of completion which is used around the well. Basically, SEM production is the initiative of various problems related to the oil and gas industry that adversely affect the completion process. SEM production can cause lower productivity of well, and this will make the operation cost of the well increase. This is because we need to apply different methods in order to enhance the productivity of well. Besides that, the strength of reservoir formation is one of the main factors that cause the SEM production to occur before the prediction conducted to detect this problem. There are many problems that will occur when there is SEM production in the well, such as failure of the SEM control completions, plugging of the perforations, borehole instability, and environmental effects. When there is a problem, of course there is a solution. So now I will talk about a solution for SEM production problems. The solutions and the methods used are such as analysis, rock criteria, interpretation, and characterization. A lot of methods need to be used to estimate the amount of SEM production in actual time. Correlation need to be put between well production rates to get a precise data of amount SEM production. Till this day, there is no specific and precise method that can calculate this problem because it's so difficult to do it. Okay, now we will move to techniques for predicting SEM production. There are many techniques used, but now I will talk about the main and the regular one that always used for predicting SEM production. Okay, first, the uses of log data. Second, the stream test (DST), and the third one is numerical simulator. For this numerical simulator, there is three ways to use it. First, analytical and empirical relationship. Second one is physical model testing, and the third one is numerical model. Okay, now we will proceed to technique number one, which is use of log data. Okay, basically the log data is one of the major technique to predicting SEM production. This technique will require the computer calculation based on resistivity, neutron, acoustic, and density data. There is two important log data that can be used to predict SEM production, which is sonic log and porosity log. For sonic log, the reading of the sonic log is used to discover the consistency of sand production for non-geologic region. Porosity is determined from different log data by extracting from well log, and it also discover the essential for sand control. As we all know, all of this type of log and well logs data we have learned before in information evaluation subject. We will interpret the data, and from that we will know the presence of sand in the well. That's why the use of formation porosity as a requirement to specify either the sand control is needed or not. That's why we use the porosity log, density log to measure to calculate the formation porosity, because it's a requirement to specify either the sand control is needed or not. Okay, for second technique, which is three-stem test, DST. Okay, DST is one of the most genuine indicator technique that used to predict the sand production. It contains the moderately increasing rate and drawdown until the maximum production rate or drawdown is obtained. As follow the sand prediction conditions, the direct observation of sand particle has been allowed while it has been identified on the surface of the drawdown at the highest pressure. It is also acknowledged as sandings field monitoring. It also made of individual well testing through DST. Okay, the potential of sand production can be estimated if the well produces the reservoir fluid under the standard completion. The rate of production slowly increases through the job valve until the production of sand particle is happen or highest sustainable rate is obtained. The completion of sand control strategy can be chosen, while the rate to produce free sand can be achieved with the optimum production rate. That's all for the method number 2.
So, let's move to the third technique of predicting the sand production. So, the third technique is numerical simulator. In oil and gas industries, there are different groups of models and strategies that being used to predict or to estimate the sand production. There are three major groups of models and strategies that widely being used in oil and gas industries. The three major groups are the analytical and empirical relationships, physical model testing, and also numerical models itself. Okay, for the first major groups of models that widely been used in oil and gas industries is the analytical and empirical relationship. So, what is the analytical and empirical relationship? Basically, the analytical and empirical relationship is a relationship between the empirical correlation and also the analytical models. So, empirical correlation is the relationship between the parameters of the sand production occurred and the in situ method process. However, for these techniques, the result cannot be used for the other field. For the analytical models, it usually been used in the critical conditions to predict and determine the sand production. It also been used as the in situ method to clarify the rock's properties and the geometry problems of the field. Analytical method is usually been used and widely been used because it is easy to detect the sand production of the field. However, Every single models will face their own difficulties. Same goes to the analytical models. Even though these models has faced their own difficulties, it's still widely being used in the subsurface environment and also in any complex well. These analytical methods is usually being conducted by using the in situ method process to maintain the accuracy of the result. This is because if the analytical models being conducted not by using the in situ method process, the drawback will happen. The second major groups of models that widely being used in oil and gas industries is the physical model testing. Physical model testing is the testing of the sand production by using the predictive tool to determine the rate of the sand production. This method usually comes with the different level of the parameters required. These parameters usually will affect the accuracy of the tools to estimating the sand production. It also will interrupt the decision making to control the sand production. Some of the physical models will detect the volume of the sand production. However, it may consume a lot of money and a long period of time. The experimental testing will be conducted only in a small scale. The last major groups of models that widely being used in oil and gas industry is numerical models. Numerical method is usually involved in mechanical modeling in estimating the sand production. Numerical is the top method of survey that being conducted to determine the sand production that occurred because of several parameters. Continuum and discontinuum are the groups of mechanical modeling. What is continuum? Continuum is the set of real numbers including both the rationals and the irrationals. Therefore, for the continuum group, the differential equation is required to handle the substance. However, all of these methods only being practical to be used to determine the problems only in the small scale. Why? This is because when the capacity of the problems is increased, the facility that need to be used also will increase. Not only that, the time consumption to calculate the problems also become longer. The difficulties of making the models that have the required size of particles in the substance will make the models become more complex. However, 20 years ago, the exact calibration of the models with the size of substance was found. The continuum models is widely being used for determining the problems in a large scales. Nowadays, the models had been improved by merging the two models, which are the continuum and discontinuum. This is due to get the best results of the problems. Hybrid models is the name of this new model. As the conclusion, sand production is one of the crucial issues of all oil and gas companies. The prediction of sand production is required to control the volume of sand production. As we know, different method has the different parameters required. All of these methods is really helpful in controlling the sand production. Therefore, Before and during the drilling and production process, the sand production needs to be controlled to reduce the effect towards the formation of the reservoir. That's all from us. Thank you.